Hi, Professor Keen, and to anyone else that stumbles into this video. I'm Robin, and in this video I will be reviewing two works and analyzing how they parallel each other. My first piece, which I am really excited about, is from my favorite video game, Overwatch. Although what I analyze doesn't have too much to do with the game itself, it involves the lore of Bastion, which is a character in the game. It can be found on YouTube by searching The Last Bastion posted by Play Overwatch. The second piece I analyzed is Sarah Orange-Jouet's The White Heron. I would be lying if I said that I did not connect these two stories because they both contain a bird. But as I was determining whether these two stories paralleled, they had much more in common than I originally thought. They included themes that revolved around nature and internal struggles with outside factors like money motives and human interferences. Before I get too far ahead of myself, let me introduce you to Bastion. She's from one of my favorite video games called Overwatch. And while Overwatch is a first-person shooter, each character has lore behind their in-game abilities and their character's traits. During the Omnic Crisis, which was a war that happened in the Overwatch universe, robots turned against their human creators. Bastion was the sole survivor of her species. This is only Bastion's character, though, because her story tells so much more. One day, a bird's curiosity flew to Bastion while in slumber and began tapping her awake. The bird named Ganymede is a driving force in the story, but is only shown occasionally throughout. When Bastion was awakened, she remembered what she was doing before she went into a deep sleep. The short continues by showing her walk from the forest to the city. While walking through the forest, an abrupt noise startles her. She turns into turret mode and destroys the trees around her, including Ganymede's nest. Bastion realizes her distraction but continues on with her travel, and Ganymede flies away. As she approaches the outskirts of the city, Bastion sees other robots of her species scattered all over the ground. This recalls a memory of how brutal the war was. Viewers in the short then see the internal struggle that Bastion faces when beginning to turn evil. Ganymede flies into Bastion's hand and drops a stick, showing that Ganymede will be rebuilding the nest. This changes her perspective and drives her home into the forest instead of causing a ruckus in the city. Really quickly, Sarah Orange-Jouet's The White Heron shows a progression of a young girl named Sylvia choosing to save the heron that a hunter pursued. Even when tempted with $10, which was a lot during that time, the girl denies to inform the hunter of the heron's whereabouts. Doing this, she displayed strength and resistance to something others would fall at the will of so easily. One of the biggest comparisons these two stories have was how nature pushed each narrative. Although each story progressed differently, the bird's presence played a big part in how the main characters developed. In the last Bastion short film, Ganymede is what allowed for Bastion to begin her journey. At the end, Ganymede is what allowed for Bastion to want to be a part of the good in the world. Ganymede showing kindness to Bastion despite Bastion destroying the bird's nest helped for Bastion to realize that there can be new beginnings. Ganymede bringing Bastion the stick helped Bastion to realize that instead of being bad, she could be good, just like how Ganymede is good and shows forgiveness. In The White Heron, when faced with temptation of money, Sylvia chooses to side with nature and save the heron from a fluff-stuffing doom. During moments of temptation, both of the main characters chose to be good for the pursuit of their bird friends. I think that, in a way, both stories illustrate how destructive humans can be. With Bastion's story, humans created them to destroy them and their entire species, unknowingly leaving only one. With the white heron, similarly, humans willingly killed rare birds for sport. Although these two species come from different times, both stories portray the characters' endeavor for the greater good. Sadly, to show these characters' journeys, humans are seen as destructive for selfish gain. In the end, it is nice to see that both characters ended up choosing to side with nature. For the works cited, I used A White Heron by Sarah Orange-Jouet, written in 1886, and The Last Bastion short film published by Play Overwatch on YouTube in 2016. Thank you.